Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I believe today's date is November 22nd. And before I get ready to do all the Thanksgiving stuff, just thought I'd get this DVD update out of the way. It's a pretty big one that I was not expecting to have, so let's get jumping right into this. $3 store DVDs. First of all, I can't resist buying these low-budget movies. First one stars Uma Thurman and Steve Buscemi, called Kiss Daddy Goodnight. Yeah, this one was crap. You couldn't even see what was going on half of the time. The movie was so dark. I just ignored this one. Don't buy Kiss Daddy Goodnight. This one I found somewhat enjoyment out of. The acting wasn't that great, but I still enjoyed it. Shattered Dreams with Eric Estrada and Sean Donahue. Sean Donahue, all he acts in are these low-budget action movies that you get from the dollar store. He's been in like 7 of them. Ground Rules, Parole Violators, I have a lot. So it's basically a cop drama. Him and Eric Estrada are cops. It's alright. The acting's not that great, but at least there's some action scenes in there to keep you interested. Although, if you're a fan of like big action movies, you're probably not gonna like it. But yeah, I like cheesy, low-budget movies, so I guess that's why I like Shattered Dreams. And the last dollar store DVD, yeah, I don't know. This one just, it was alright, I guess. It's just nothing that special. Called Final Payback with Corbin Burnson. There's really nothing special about it. I mean, it's decent. There are some action scenes, a couple explosions, but it's just like a generic storyline and really nothing too overly intriguing about it. But yeah, those were $3 store DVDs. Then I got this. It was $10. I figured I'd never seen any of these, so $10. Why not? It's the Paranormal Activity box set that comes with 1, 2, and 3. Paranormal Activity 1. I hate it. Thought it was incredibly boring. Thought it was incredibly unscary. And it was annoying. Paranormal Activity 2 was terrible. Was not scary at all. Paranormal Activity 3 was terrible and boring and unscary, just like these two. And I know the fourth one is unscary too, without seeing it. So I am not even gonna see it, because it's gonna be the exact same as these 3. Paranormal Activity 3 real bothered me, because it's supposed to be like tapes from 1988, and they don't add grain to it or anything. They keep it like HD, like it was recorded off an HD camcorder, which they did not have in the 80s, so that continuity kind of bothered me here. I have a cold, so I apologize for my voice. But none of these I liked. I thought these were all god-awful, and that's why I'm not buying the fourth one. And I'm never even watching it, because I already know what to expect. It's just annoying. All the movies are, hey honey, how's it going? Get the camera out of my face. Hey, how's it going? They all end with blah. These movies suck. I don't see why they're getting the praise. They announced the 5th one. These movies should not be getting the praise they're getting. These are terrible. Just boring, annoying, they're tacky. They're overrated. I could probably film a better ghost movie for YouTube. This one, like the first one out of this bunch, I did actually really like. Universal Soldier. Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. I know they've made like 3 or 4 sequels to this movie. I haven't seen any of them. This is the first one I've seen of the series, but I did really enjoy it. It's a very cool action movie where Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren are like kind of like RoboCops, and Dolph Lundgren turns all evil, and It's a cool. I really did not know any of the actors in it. I know the director Roland Emmerich. You know, he directs all those end of the world blockbuster movies, and he directed this really low budget '80s movie called Making Contact, which that DVD is like $500 if you want to buy. So I won't be buying that anytime soon, but definitely check out Universal Soldier if you haven't, and you're into action movies and stuff, because it's a very cool movie. The next one is The Entity with Barbara Hershey. Do I know who she is? No. But once again, another haunted, like, ghost movie. It was better than the Paranormal Activity movies, because this is actually a movie. You feel like you're actually watching a movie. With Paranormal Activity, you just feel like you're watching a bunch of boneheads with a camera. We're gonna trick people into thinking this is scary, and we're gonna make billions of dollars off it. No, this feels like an actual movie. It's got really cool music in it too. But I do like this one more than the Paranormal Activity. I do legit like this one. This was not a bad movie at all, but by any means like the Paranormal Activity movies were. But it's based on a true story, and I haven't watched it yet, but apparently there's a documentary on the DVD, like about the real life case of this woman. I'll have to check that out. I haven't checked out any of the features yet. So, thank you for that. This awesome movie. Well, you know, it's not awesome, but I liked it. Since a week from today, I start performance in my school play of A Christmas Carol. I will be playing Bob Cratchit, hoping this cold blows over by then, which it should. And so I didn't buy any of the A Christmas Carol. My favorite adaptation of A Christmas Carol is probably the 80s one with George C. Scott, but this one is the 80s spoof with Bill Murray called Scrooged. It's got the little holiday window case like that. Scrooged is a very funny movie. You got Bill Murray, Robert Mitchum, David Johansen, John Glover, a bunch of actors I know and like. It's a very funny movie. This movie, I will say the highlight of this movie to me, this movie has the best opening scene you will ever see. It's basically a movie trailer with, what the hell is his name? Lee Majors going to the North Pole, and there's like this arsenal in the back of the North Pole, and him and Santa are gunning down a bunch of spies or something. I don't know. It was amazing. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but definitely check out the night the reindeer died scene. That scene at the beginning of this movie was one of the best things I've ever seen. See, every time I do one of these DVD updates, my cat's always whining. Anyways, my cat just had to get in the room. So, but as I was saying, the night the reindeer died sketch at the beginning of Scrooge was one of the best things I've ever seen in a movie. So definitely check out Scrooge. It's a fine movie. Bill Murray's funny. David Johansen's pretty crazy. Yeah, definitely. Just check out Scrooge. Next one was another low budget movie. I only knew one of the actors in it. Frank McRae. He was in The Wizard. He was in Used Cars. Frank McRae's been in a lot. This one's called Batteries Not Included. It's this really weird sort of family movie about these weird little alien things that come to this run-down apartment complex. And it's alright. I get Hume Cronin, Jessica Tandy. I did not know either of them in this movie. The only one I knew was Frank McRae. I know it's directed by Matthew Robbins. I've known a couple other things he's made. Apparently it was produced by Steven Spielberg. So. A lot of the special effects in this movie really kind of reminded me of Runaway with Tom Selleck. That's another 80s movie I really like. I mean, this may not be for everyone. This movie seemed, I got the feel from it that it was more for little kids. So, I don't know, you'll probably get that feeling if you watch it. It's a family movie. It's not really just like a flat-out comedy. But yeah, I'd check it out just like if you want some 80s difference and something you've never seen before. I'd give Batteries Not Included. Now this one I bought only for nostalgia. I have not watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers since I was like 9. And so I bought this, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. This was $5 at Target, so... Yeah, but this movie... The TV show was awesome. I always remember that. I remember I had this movie on VHS, and I never thought this movie was as good as the show. And when I watch this movie now, I realize how corny and cheesy this movie actually is. So you ooze, you lose. I mean, come on. So I'd stick with the show, but it was nice to just watch this again, just old time's sake, get the nostalgia from it. So yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. It's for kids. And now that I'm sort of older, 15, not really a kid anymore, I realized how not good it was. But if you're a kid, if you're a parent, you have young kids, I'm sure they'd like it. Now, this next one was a 80s comedy. Now, this one I really like. This is probably one of my favorites of the whole update right here. It's Adventures in Babysitting with Elizabeth Shue. This one I loved. I had a bunch of fun watching this movie. It was a fun ride. I was hoping the movie was longer. Like, I knew the movie was getting to its end, but I'm like, oh, go on, I want to see more, I want to see more. So if they ever did a sequel to this movie, I'd be looking forward to it, because I really like this one. So if you're into 80s comedies, you've most likely seen it already, but if you're into 80s comedies and you have not seen this movie already, definitely check it. It's directed by Chris Columbus. I swear to God, I know that guy from somewhere. I don't know where, but I recognize his name. And no, not Christopher Columbus. Not Christopher Columbus, but Chris guy. I swear I've seen him associated with a movie before, so I don't remember. But Adventures in Babysitting is strongly recommended. All the noise distractions. Now these next 6 are bootlegs. And these bootlegs I got from the Days of the Dead Horror Convention I was at this previous weekend, November 16th and 17th. So I got 6 bootlegs. They're all VHS rips, transfers that I bought from a guy. So I don't know if any of these ever got on DVD or not. So go 6 bootlegs. The first one I got is The Horror Show, aka House 3. Which I don't know why they would deem it House 3 in the first place, but this one I didn't really care for too much, because this movie was a blatant copy of Shocker that came out the exact same year as this. The killer gets sent to the electrical chair, and he comes back, yada yada yada. It's basically the exact same movie as Shocker. Except Shocker's way better than this. This one, really low budget. It's really not structured that well. But Lance Henriksen and Brian James are the stars. I didn't really care for this that much. I'd skip over it. Just if you like to see these coming back horror movies, I'd just stick with stuff like Shocker and Trick or Treat and The Wraith and Prison. Those are all good ones. This one, The Horror Show, Next one stars Adrienne Barbeau, who you may remember from Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. This one is a low-budget, I believe, slasher from 1987 called Open House. Open House, what is she? She's a real estate agent, and the real estate agents are like getting killed off, and it's ultra low budget. I mean, I did kind of enjoy it, just seeing how I love low budget 80s horror movies. So if you're a fan of low budget 80s horror, I'd check out Open House. It's kind of slow paced throughout, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not a bad movie. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's just a little slow paced at times, but overall, it's really not that bad, Open House, so I'd give it a whirl. Well, I said the horror show was a blatant copy of Shocker. This one almost seemed like it was trying to be exactly like Terror Vision. If you've ever seen Terror Vision, I do not like Terror Vision. I think it is the most stupid thing I have ever seen, and I do not like Terror Vision. This one is called Remote Control. This movie is better than Terror Vision, but I mean, I didn't really adapt with it too much, and Jennifer Tilly is in the very, very beginning of it, and she's got like a really weird hairdo. It's basically about like you watch this really bad 1950s sci-fi movie, and then like it possesses whoever's in the room, and like oh my god, jeez. Can never make these DVD updates anymore without these distractions. Remote Control, I mean, Jeffrey, it's about this sci-fi movie. You watch it, and it like possesses whoever's in the room, and then they go off killing people. It's basically just these two guys and this one girl going around the town trying to destroy all the videotapes of the movie and find the headquarters. It's decent, but I mean, it's really not that great. I did not like the ending. I hated how the ending left it totally up in the air, left it totally open, and there was still never a sequel to this movie. I didn't really like that part, but yeah, I mean, if you like low-budget 80s horror movies, you will probably get some entertainment out of it. I'm just not. I just wasn't a huge fan of it. Remote Control. Now, this next one was a really obscure comedy from the 70s called Tunnel Vision. Which this one was just crazy. This one I laughed to. This one was insane. It's basically a movie that makes fun of modern TV. It definitely, if you ever find Tunnel Vision anywhere, and if you like 70s, like you like 70s TV sitcoms and 70s nostalgia, I strong feeling you will like Tunnel Vision, because it's basically just TV making fun of itself. Tunnel Vision's fun. I will give you that. Tunnel Vision is very fun. I definitely check it out. Now, this next one I also did like because I'm a huge fan of 80s, low-budget 80s comedies. This one is a ski movie called Hot Dog the Movie. I mean, this one wasn't that bad. I mean, there's a lot. It's basically like a ski frat party when you think of it. That's basically the feeling I was getting from it. But I don't know if this. I think this actually did get a real DVD release. I'm not sure, so I will have to check. But definitely check out Hot Dog the Movie if you like 80s comedy. I know there's another one similar to this that I really want to see called Ski Patrol. So I'll have to keep my eye open for that one. Hot Dog the Movie is fun. It may not be for everybody. It's a lower budget comedy, but it's still pretty good. I mean, I check it out, Hot Dog the Movie. Now, this next one's an ultra low budget, which seemed like a horror musical, if you ask me, called Killer Workout. Now, this one was just like cheese all the way through, but I mean, I respect. I'm obsessed with weird 80s music, and like the soundtrack to this was perfect. I love the soundtrack. Like the type of songs they play in this movie are the type of songs that I really like. So, Killer Workout, I liked it, but not everybody will. I know that for a fact. It's fun. To me, it's fun, and it's fun cheese to watch. It's like a horror musical mixed with like a workout compilation. But I liked it. Next up, we got 20. Wasn't that smooth? We got 21 Jump Street. I saw this in the theaters, and I will admit, I liked this movie. It was pretty fun. It's got a commentary. It's got something called Back to School. It's got 4 deleted scenes. Did not see any of the features on here yet. But it's a funny movie. I liked it. I know it's changed a lot from the Johnny Depp show. Johnny Depp actually makes a cameo in here. But I actually did a review of this movie on my channel the night I saw it. So if you want to find more about that, just go search on my channel for 21 Jump Street review. But I liked it. Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum, it's not that bad a comedy. I liked it. I'd check it out. And the last one I got was Family Guy Volume 9. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, the first 2 years of the show were the best, the early years were the best. And to me, I do not like the older ones. I only like the new ones. Like Season 5 and beyond are the ones I like. I mean, I don't like the older ones. I just think the older ones are, I don't know, just not as fun, not as outrageous. This one's got the one I really like called And Then There Were Fewer. It's basically like a murder mystery. It's basically like Clue. You ever seen Clue or the board game? It's basically just like that. It's got certain episodes have commentaries. They got a bunch of features, making of, And Then There Were Fewer. It's a good DVD. I mean, if you watch, I know probably every single teenager watching my videos knows the show. So if you haven't seen it, I'd give Family Guy. If you say, oh, I only like the early years, I'd give the newer ones a shot. I mean, maybe just get like this one, watch the episodes on this. Maybe it'll reinsure you, but I'd give the newer episodes a chance because I truthfully do not think the newer ones are that bad. South Park, on the other hand, the newer ones just get way and way controversial and disgusting. I'm not a new fan of the new South Parks. The new South Parks. Alright, well that's the Thanksgiving DVD update with my cold and my cat running crazy around the room. We got Family Guy Volume 9, 21 Jump Street, Killer Workout, Hot Dog the Movie, Tunnel Vision. This one was a huge guilty pleasure for me. Definitely look for Tunnel Vision when you find it. Remote Control, Open House, The Horror Show. Adventures in Babysitting was probably my favorite of the whole update, though. This one I really enjoyed. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Batteries Not Included. Scrooged, awesome. The Night the Reindeer Died was the best thing ever. The Entity. Universal Soldier. Paranormal Activity 1, 2, and 3, they all suck, and I know I'd hate the 4th and 5th if I saw them, so I'm not even going to bother. And the Dolly DVDs were Final Payback, Shattered Dreams, and Kiss Daddy Goodnight. Alright, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, everybody, and I will talk to you all later.